Okay, so this is going to be a demonstration for the extra credit assignment for Computer Graphics 1. And then this will also be a requirement for those of you in Computer Graphics 2. But basically what we're going to do is with the portrait photo that you've completed, we're going to create a background image for the picture. Okay, so again, you want to relate it back to the social issue that you focused on, and you want to find like either like a background image or imagery or pictures of certain things that kind of deal with those that specific type of social issues. Basically, we're going to create like symbols in the backgrounds or use a background picture in order to draw the what would be in the background. All right, so one thing you might want to do is, since we took like the portrait here, there's not really a lot of space for the background in this picture. So we can actually move this, you click on the artboard here, and if you wanted to though, you can actually, enlarge your space or your area. So you can either like, make it longer or you can make it taller. I guess it's up to you though. It really depends on like what you're trying to do with your composition. But I'm actually gonna make mine longer and the example that I want to do. So I'm just gonna make this longer. That way I can kind of like feel like a background over here for my picture. And I'm gonna like stick with the social issue of climate change, pollution, and climate change, just because this particular class didn't do an SL on it, but I had to do it with my photography and art one class. So, I feel like that's like a really important social issue people need to be worried about is climate change. But basically what I did though is, I was just looking up images of pollution. So I'm mainly looking for like factories with smog, smoking, and they go in the air. But basically, like the idea is, the smoke goes in the air. It pretty much depletes our ozone layer. So that's the reason why we have the climate change, is because we have like a weakened forest on the or weakened shield around the Earth. So the rays of the sun is the reason why the Earth is becoming warmer and warmer. I mean, that's pretty much what it is in a nutshell. But I just looked for an image, so this is the one that I found. And again, you can either like look for like a background picture or you can find symbols. I was using this picture here. Find it. Yeah, I actually had two pictures that I was using. I was using this one here, or not over there. It's over here. Yeah, somewhere on this desktop. Give me 1 second. Just closing all these things. So okay. So this is like the picture I want to use for my background. And again, you don't have to have a background photo, but I was actually going to use this picture as like a symbol in the picture. All right, but pretty much though, same process as how we did your portraits. You would just take into the Adobe Photoshop. I'm just gonna go through Photoshop though. You can actually go through Open With to get into Photoshop. And we just pretty much use the same process as before with your portraits. We use the posterize effect. We lowered the levels. And if you wanted to, you can actually incorporate colors in the background, or you can keep it black and white. It's up to you. In this case, I actually did incorporate color with some of mine, but yeah, just waiting for this to load. And just waiting. Okay, so we have like the picture loaded here. Same process as before though. We're going to create a. Still waiting. We're going to create a posterize effect on it. So then we have the posterize on there. And the levels, so I would actually keep it pretty low though. I'm actually going to stick with a 2 or a 3. I think 3 works out better. 2 is kind of hard to see like what it is. Okay, but the thing is though with the background though, since it is part of your background of the picture, it's not the most important thing. I would rather you simplify the background. Now, obviously, the higher the level you go, the more detail the drawing will become. Okay, because literally you have to trace all these shapes again like before. Even doing like a level 3 is like, or 2 would be good for that. I'm gonna do a level 3 of mine, but you just change the levels. If you want to, you can keep it black and white, or if you want, you can do colors. It's up to you. I actually did it with colors of mine, but I'm just going to show you like how it looks though when I actually worked on it and did the process. But same process as before though. You add the background, and then you'll start to draw out the picture. So um, again, I'm gonna just hide the background here, but this is like the picture that I was using. And if you look carefully though, I did omit a lot of details in the picture. Okay, so in this case here, just like when we do your clothes, and even like the hair in a way, but my hair is pretty detailed though. But you don't have to draw every single detail for the background. Okay, just because visually you want to attract your eye to the portrait. So you're gonna have to make some artistic decisions on what you feel is most important and what's not important. So in this case, I kind of just stuck with like silhouette form for my for the factories. These are factories just by looking at it. Maybe later I might want to add some details to it, but right now though, I'm not really worried about the details too much. So this is kind of like what I have for the drawing here. I'm still working on some clouds here, but I feel like the clouds are important to add to the original drawing. It's just the same process though. I just traced the picture, trace what was important, and that's what created the imagery here. And if you wanted to, you can do a gradient for the background. So we used gradient tool before. I shouldn't really have to explain it, but sometimes gradients are nice to mix in with your portrait. Yeah, that's pretty much it though. You're gonna complete your background this way. At most this should only take about like 2 class periods to do the background. So I'll make the extra credit out of 20 points. You don't have to add a lot of details though, but if you want to add like other things too, that's somewhere in the picture though. I do want to add a picture of this planet. I think I like this picture better. But again, you might have to look at some different pictures. So I was thinking about putting the planet in like up here or down here. I'll probably put it up here, but like make it smaller. So when you see my completed version, I'll probably put a planet up here, and it's gonna like have like water going down here. It'll make more sense though when I show you guys my example. Well, this is basically what I had working though. But same process as your portrait though. Find something for the background. You can actually add like different elements to it. You can add this element or something else. There's a lot of different ways you can add details to the background. But I do make sure to simplify things. Don't let it be overbearing where you're not even focused on the portrait anymore, because you can still see like the portrait very clearly, and there's not a lot of distractions with the background. All right.